Well, hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Dr. Chris here. Good to see you all. If you're out there, just give me a hey, right in the chat. Say hello. If you've got a question, you can also put it there in the chat. And I'm going to get started right away. And if you're coming into this later, then you can just catch it on replay, right? So I'm going to show you how to muscle test tonight. This is something that is so useful. It's a useful tool. And I was actually thinking, when did I start using muscle testing in my practice? And I really can't remember how it came about, but I do know it was very early on in my practice. And there are some techniques that are chiropractic techniques that use muscle testing, or sometimes you'll hear it called applied kinesiology. And it's a type of body biofeedback system that you can use to evaluate changes in your body's subtle energetic field. And you can look at the efficacy of your treatments, supplements, foods, and also detect your body's response even to potential toxins, noxious substances, and even pathogens. So this began with a chiropractor named George Goodhart in 1964, and he had his own system of muscle testing and therapy that he did. But this basic principle of kinesiology style muscle testing is basically based on the principle of quantum physics, because it's an energetic principle. So it's really hard to kind of wrap your brain around this whole thing of you are more air than solid matter, right? We perceive ourselves as solid. We perceive the chair we're sitting on as solid. But these things are really more air than they are solid matter. And it's the energy that's surrounding it, or the frequency. And I talk a lot about frequency because we are electric, we are energetic beings, and our frequency of our body can change depending on what we're being exposed to. So we are just using a muscle as an indicator, and we'll call it an indicator muscle. And in my practice, a lot of the time I'm using an arm or I'm using a leg. I can even use the back of the head. It's called an occipital drop. But this is when I'm doing it on somebody else. And when you are trying to muscle test yourself, I know a lot of people try to do the O ring. I never had great success with that. And I am a pretty good muscle tester, okay? But I would sit there and try to go, is that weak? Is that strong? I can't tell. So I came across this way of testing. It just kind of came to me, why not use our breath? And so the way that you do this is, first of all, you take a deep breath, a belly breath. And if you don't know how to do that, go back to my breathing YouTube videos to show you. But basically, you want to make sure that the air gets deep down in your belly so that your belly expands as you're breathing. So just take a deep breath right now and use that as a baseline of what a deep breath feels like. So I'm going to exhale first, and then inhaling. I can feel first my belly expand and then my chest expanding. To me, I'm looking at this to compare whatever I'm muscle testing. So you want to start with things that you absolutely know are true. So I can say, my name is Chris, and then try to take a deep breath. Now, if it feels like it was when you were just taking that deep breath, and you can get air all the way up into your chest without straining, you don't want it to be like, you don't want to force it, you just want it to be natural, then that is a yes. These are yes or no questions we're asking. You know, this is about all we can do with this, right? If I say, my name is Anzac, and try to take a deep breath, it's going to get kind of stuck. Mine sort of gets stuck right at the bottom of my rib cage. It's like it just cannot keep expanding. And so you can do this with things that you know are absolutely true. You know, you can say, I live at, and, you know, say your address, or I have 3 children, try to take a deep breath. I have 5 children, and try to take a deep breath, and it doesn't happen. So you can use this practice it with things that you absolutely know are true or false, because then you're going to trust when it comes down to yes or no answers when you're checking supplements. So for instance, this is a supplement I use at night. It's a glutathione, and I can put it right on my sternum and say, do I need this? Yes or no? A yes would be a very deep breath. Okay, so I can take a deep breath. I can even say, how much do I need? Do I need 5 mils? Do I need 10 mils? And that breath was much deeper. So you can also say, do I need more or less? I can just say, do I need this once a day or twice a day? And you can do this so that you can customize the things that are going to be supportive in your body instead of just taking a whole bunch of stuff where it might not be needed in that particular day or moment. So you can do that with anything. You can do that with food. So here's some wheat bread. I do not eat bread. I do not eat wheat. This is my son and my husband. So I can put this again. We call this our sternal notch. I can just put it right on my chest and say, will this be good for me? So it's a yes or no question. Yes, my chest is going to expand. Is this good for me? And it got stuck right there at the bottom of my rib cage. No, this is not good for me. So then I would know that this is not something that I want to consume. That's really about as simple as it is. And, there's a lot of science behind these muscle tests. There was a Nobel Prize winning biologist, Luc Montagnier, who carried out research in January of 2011 that proved he was able to transmit the signature of DNA into pure water. And that electromagnetic imprint of the DNA molecule was able to be independently detected afterwards. So again, this is all energetic principles. It's very hard to do this in a type of traditional scientific model of, placebo control group type of thing, which is really built after supplements and drugs. I mean, it's really set up for the medical paradigm for drugs. But when you're doing something energetic, it is really hard to prove it. But we know that all living things have an electromagnetic field and a signature or fingerprint that is unique to each thing in our body. And if you listened to my talk last week where I was talking about the AO scan, that's looking at frequency signatures, not only of organ systems, but each individual part of a cell or an organ. It's pretty incredible. So this is it. This is the whole essence of it. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me right now, or you can contact me later if you're watching this later on. And I want to know, let me know how this goes for you, because this can be really, really useful in your day-to-day life. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next week, and have a great one. Bye.